Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of History Hobo Plays TimeGuessr, where I try to beat my personal best score on the daily challenge. Currently we're sitting at around 47,800 points. It's going to be tricky to beat that, but we'll give it a go. Let's get into the game. Okay, here we go. I'm having to use my hotspot today because my Wi-Fi's gone down. Hopefully the internet won't be too slow. Off the bat, looks like it's probably America. I'm not sure on this building or this monument now. Might not be. This road sign kind of looks British though. Don't know if you have that sign in America. That doesn't look like anywhere I know in England though. Could we be in Canada or Australia or somewhere like that? See if we can see this text down here. It's very blurry, very difficult to read. I'm not entirely sure if it's English. If we got any other clues as to location here. This kid's got stars on his top, makes me think America. But this kind of looks like lederhosen. Are they lederhosen? Possibly is. So are we in Germany then? Or Austria possibly? Quite a few of these boys are wearing these kind of lederhosen type trousers. Like these ones particularly look very much like lederhosen. If that's what they're even called, I just think that's what they're called. This girl's dress could be kind of that area. So I was looking at that text and thinking it ends in what looks like an HE or something like that, which doesn't. It's not a common end to an English word, so we could definitely be in Germany or somewhere like that. It's going to be extremely difficult. As I said, I don't think this road sign exists in America. We have it in the UK. It's like end of restrictions or no parking. I can never remember what that one actually means. It means no stopping at any time, I think. But what kind of race is this? Is this a famous German building? Is there anything written on the base of the statue? Nothing. A lion with a woman. Quite green area surrounding this building. Nothing labelled at the top. Okay, it looks very modern now. We've got a guy over here holding what looks like a phone, so we must be fairly recent. This kid's got a Monaco top on. Does that mean we're in Monaco? I don't think so. Not with the lederhosen. We could very well be in Austria as well as Germany here, or even Switzerland. Not really getting any other clues as to location here. But I think for the year we're going to go pretty modern. I think we'll go 2023. Trying to work out what phone this is. Can't see it clearly enough. Yeah, nothing's jumping out at me as to what country this is. This guy's taking a bit of a tumble here. He's taking it very seriously. I think we're going to have to go somewhere in a Germanic country just based off these. I would think lederhosen are more southern Germany. I think it's more associated with the Alps, that kind of area. So I think I might actually go in Switzerland possibly. Maybe Zurich. It could be like, to me, it's probably between this kind of triangle of between here to Munich to maybe over to Vienna. It's a very flat triangle, but that kind of area. I might be better off hedging in the middle. I'm really not sure. I don't see any Swiss flags, which I think I might see in Switzerland. I'm wondering if this is EU standard signage, which would make, I don't know whether Switzerland follows that standard, so we might actually go in Munich being the more central of the lot of this area, so we're covering our options. I think I'm going to switch it to 2024. This guy back here is holding a phone as well, and it looks fairly large, so we'll go with it. I'm not hopeful on here. Oh, it was Munich. Oh, it was Oktoberfest. That would make sense. I didn't think about that. I didn't see any beer, so I didn't assume Oktoberfest, but Munich was an excellent guess for that. And it's Germans racing to enter the 188th Oktoberfest. It's been going that long. Wow. Something I've always wanted to go to, but I've never been to Munich actually. It's on the list of places that I'm planning on going. I definitely want to go to Oktoberfest, being a bit of a beer drinker myself. Okay, that's an excellent score to start with. I wasn't expecting that. Now, we've got a very narrow street. Let's hope this bus, it looks like a London bus almost, but it's not. So Avenue Descobertas. Descobertas. Is that Spanish? I'm not sure. If we're Italy, old Italy tends to sometimes have the name places on the back. We don't have that. Are we ever in Holland? This number plate structure of 2 letters dash 2 letters dot 2 letters is a very Dutch thing. Although this day and age they're yellow number plates, but they still follow that format. So is this possibly Holland? But Descobertas sounds more Spanish to me. I would associate this bus as being a London bus though. I didn't know anywhere else had these kind of buses. It's slightly different. It's probably not the same brand. We have some sailors in the background here. It's going to be a tricky location. Let's see if there's any more. Does that say Italy? Oh, I don't know what that first letter is. I'm terrible at reading like cursive writing. But it's TALI, Italy, but that just could be an advertisement. The words tend to be ending in AS. AS, again, with a small accent here. I can't read what it actually says. Here we have Belle Horizonte. It could be in Italy. Again, LL. See, we have a tram track here. We have what looks like a beetle over here. So we see what's this down in the background. The buildings definitely look like they could be Rome. They've got that right age to them and the right size to them, but as I said, normally older pictures around this era, Italy does have black back number plates, but they tend to also have the city written on them. And this advertisement is throwing me off because that does say Italy, but surely Italy in Italian is Italia with an A on the end. Nassas, I think something Nassas. Al something Genta. I can't read it. I wish I could read that language a bit clearer. We'll look at the date. This car strikes me as late 60s, early 70s. Can't tell what brand it is. It's an Opel by the looks of it, I think. Maybe an Opel Kadett. In the UK, they're released under the Vauxhall brand, but they were pretty much the same cars. Is that a Mini Cooper? No, it looks too big. Yeah, so I think we're going to be around late 60s. I'm wondering if the year denotes what year the car was registered. I don't know. No, it can't. They're all over the place here. Just going to have a quick look around. I'll probably skip this because it's going to take me a while just to see if anything jumps out at me in Italy that actually sounds like that. No, looking at the place names in Italy, almost everything jumps out at me as having ending in a vowel, which is how I usually identify Italian, so I don't think it can be Italy. I think Spanish sound is more logical here. The question is, are we in Madrid or Barcelona maybe? Madrid might be more likely, just based on the age of the buildings. Also just going to look to see if there's anywhere that actually has this, any streets actually called avenues in these cities. Because if they don't use the word avenue, it's quite unlikely to be there. And here we have Calle de, I don't know what that means. I'm not seeing any avenues in Madrid. Let's have a quick look in Barcelona. So here we have a word that looks like it could mean avenue in Spanish, avinguda. So it's possible somewhere like Barcelona. I'm not sure on the age of the buildings. I've never been to Barcelona, so there are some old buildings here in the center. It's quite hard to tell. They're all red roofed, but they're quite tall. So it could be this kind of building, like this kind of thing here. Honestly, this one has me quite stumped. I don't think I'm going to get anywhere near to even getting the right country here, to be honest. If this is South America, I'm going to be very far off. It's quite possible that this could be somewhere like Argentina, but it should be Europe with an opal core. Just looking at the people, see if that gives me any clues, but it really doesn't. We have sailors here, and they look almost like American sailors. The sailor hat, but I don't know if other countries had similar sailor hats, but I think I'm going to go Barcelona. It's on the coast. It might make sense that there'd be sailors there. We could be one of the Spanish islands, possibly, but I really have no idea. I might drop it a little earlier. This car looks a little bit older. I think I'll go 67. Let's see where the hell this is. Oh, it's Portugal. That's why. Portugal, I always forget about Portuguese being an option here, but it makes sense that it's similar to Spanish, but also has quite a bit of difference. The year was good, 69 though. We should have kept it on what we had it originally, would have been perfect on that. Lost a few points there, it's a shame, but I think I've failed to identify Portugal multiple times, unless it's like a classic streets like scene of the very narrow, busy streets in Lisbon, which I can sometimes pick out, but that one I wasn't going to get. There wasn't just really enough language. Okay, we look like we might be in India here. India or Nepal, based on the buildings. More likely India, though. India's a massive country, so I'm not likely to get this down. Okay, West Tower. It's obviously a Hindu tower or temple. Can't read any name on that. South India Bank. Does that mean we're in southern India? Hopefully good. Do we have here Tower Street Madural, is that? Madural, possibly? I've not heard of that, but we'll have a look on the map if we can find a place called that. Again here, Madural, maybe. Yeah, the language written on here doesn't strike me as North Indian. Usually you can guess India, because they added India recently into GeoGuessr, and often I'll look at the languages on the map to try and compare them, which isn't very easy on Apple Maps, because Apple Maps doesn't show the local language, whereas on Google Maps it does, and you can kind of match the characters a little bit. So I can't even show you how the Indian around New Delhi does not match this, but if we're in the south, we could be here. Madurai, is it? That might make sense. Does this look like... Yes, that could definitely be an I. That's a good job I spotted that. So I think we are here. And we're on Tower Street. We have a temple here that looks like we might be it. West Tower Street. And we're on West Tower Street. Excellent. Let's have a quick look at the satellite view on this one. Wow, that's an impressive building. So there's a lot more to this temple behind this tower. It's a huge place. India is another place I've not been to, but my father has travelled a couple of times to India. I'm a bit jealous of him. Let's see. We look like we're about this distance away. Maybe here. Okay. Now, yeah. I'm going to say it might be quite present day. Just looking at the bikes and stuff, it's going to be very difficult to guess here because India uses some old bikes. Like they're still making Enfield bikes in India that were stopped being made in the UK a long time ago. Anyone on a phone? Yes, this guy is on a phone and it looks fairly recent. It's a decent sized smartphone. So we could be present day again here. I think I might go for it. Any other clues? No years written anywhere. I'm actually amazed that I managed to get the location right here. I thought when it first popped up this was going to be impossible, but... So I have been to Nepal and they do have a lot of Hindu buildings, but nothing anywhere as grand as this. It's more the Buddhist side of the buildings. They're a lot more grand in Nepal. What are we selling here? It's a shoe shop. No, I was hoping it would be a mobile phone shop or something that we could see something advertised. No, we'll go for it. It might be anything from 2015 onwards, but it's 2012, it's even earlier. But perfect location again. 6.5 meters away. We're definitely not going to get a personal best here today. Okay, this must be Holland. Just off a few things, I had a round the other day with women wearing this hat and it was in Holland and they're wearing clogs. So that is a very big giveaway that we are in Holland. I think the date and time used to be written at the bottom of this picture and it's been blanked out, unfortunately. But yeah. Do we have possibly the Dutch royal family maybe? I'm not really sure. The dresses make me think 70s, 80s era. I'm not sure though. Maybe a bit earlier. This woman's hairstyle looks a bit earlier than that, but we could be in the 70s. It's very hard to tell of someone's hairstyle. No obvious clues as to exactly where it would be. I don't know where, if this is what I'm assuming this is the Dutch royal family. I have no idea where they live or where their palace is. Is it in Amsterdam? Is it in The Hague? I have no idea. I've never seen any palace. Oh. We'll go to the Royal Palace of Amsterdam and hope we're here. I maybe have seen this building. I don't really know. Let's have a look on the satellite. Could be out here on the front. We have a square. They might be performing in this square. So I think that's an okay guess. I don't think we're going to get any closer than that. The year can be very difficult. I would say early 70s maybe. This hairstyle makes me think 60s though. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Nothing else giving it away as the era. I think I'll stick with 71. That was 63. I knew that haircut was 60s. I should have gone with it, but the location wasn't great. It was outside of Amsterdam in the whatever this Royal something Palais Sojic. I have no idea how to say that. Must be there outside the city residence. So children dressed in traditional Dutch clothing and klompen, clogs, at the Sojic Palace in Netherlands. I assume this is the royal family or someone. Okay. Last round, I think. Yeah. Okay, we've got some anti-fracking protests. We have an I Love New York sign in the background, but it's sinking. We have a date here. Are we in 2021? That would help us out. possibly. Obviously fracking is quite a recent thing in the last 5 to 10 years, I would think. Don't frack with us. Can't see, she's banging the drum too much. Is this... definitely could be New York given the size of the buildings. I don't recognize any of the buildings particularly in the background. It's quite a unique little column here. We have trees to our side, so are we in one of the parks? Maybe Central Park, or is it Madison Park or something like that? Trying to see if there's any famous buildings that I recognize, but not really. But I think we'd have to go to New York with this sign. And let's go for it. Yeah, so we could be like Times Square. We could be one of these parks. Bryant Park, or Madison Square Park maybe. I think I'll go here, as we're surrounded by the taller buildings. We could just be on the very corner of Central Park up here, but we won't lose too many points. Now, is this the date? September 2021. Possibly is. This guy's on his phone. We have... is that an iPhone? Can't really tell. Would fit for the year. Although it looks a little older, but he's probably not using the most up-to-date phone. Anyone else in the background holding a phone? No. Nothing standing out at me. We'll go for it because that's the only guess we're going to get. It's 2014, so why is this ranked 21? Or is it the 21st of September? The Americans always writing their dates in odd orders. And we were on the corner of Central Park. I should have thought about that phone being older there. So March against fracking. Yeah, that's obvious. I don't know why they're fracking in Manhattan. I very much doubt it. But yeah, 3 kilometers off. And we were down here. It's a shame, not my best round. Still a decent score. Let's have a quick look at the breakdown. Yeah, that Portugal round lost us quite a few points. Overall, a challenging round. Very beatable, though. I think I could have scored better if I'd have spent a bit more time on some of these. If I'd learnt to recognise Portuguese a bit better, I might have scored a lot better points here. But let's just add that into my spreadsheet. See what brings my average to. That should bring my average down a little bit here. Yeah, still hovering around 41,600, so it's not too bad. We've had a few okay games, a few low games. Still a couple of weeks ago when we had these high rounds, 3 in a row. Need to get back to that. It's definitely possible to beat that personal best of mine. That personal best, I have actually scored higher than that, but not in a daily game, in just a normal play game. And one of the rounds in that was repeated. It was a round I'd seen before, and I knew exactly where it was and remembered the year, so I don't really count that score. But in that score, I got 49,000 something. So it's definitely possible to beat these high scores. Just it's going to take a bit of time to get that perfect round, I think. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.